of the championship trophies. And thank you for your support of high school athletics. On your way home this afternoon or this evening, please drive with extreme care. Drive defensively.
If you will just introduce your players, maybe start off with opening comments about the game, open up to questions, have one-on-ones afterwards.
Okay. On my right is our senior wide receiver, defensive back, Zach Zott. Right here next to me is our senior quarterback, former wide receiver, Cole Schenzer. And on my left is our senior workhorse running back, Marcus Stevenson. Regarding the football game, it unfortunately probably folded out exactly like we thought it would be, and that being a dogfight. You know, it was probably a tale of two halves. You know, we did some great things. I felt offensively in the first half. They made some key adjustments. We had a hard time handling the defensive ends in the second half. You know, we were giving us some things in the passing game we were having a hard time protecting. But you know, the credit goes to these kids for hanging in there and making plays when they had to, and also to our defense. I felt we played a great defensive football game to keep that team off the board, and to make sure that we controlled field position for most of the game, so that kicker wasn't a weapon. Other than the one special teams mistake on that punt return, I thought we were pretty solid there. So, total team effort, but as it was all year, our defense really dug in and gave us an opportunity to win the football game.
Chris, obviously you've invested in the community for a long time. You know what this means to the community. Just talk about it from that standpoint. Who's finally culminated something greater than the state championship that's been anticipated, I think, by the community.
Absolutely. I'm biased as can be, but it's one of the greatest football towns around. And, they love their football. Friday nights, that's where everybody is in Lake Orion. There's a huge pep assembly Tuesday night, where they opened it up to the community. The gym was packed, and I was a little apprehensive thinking, let's do this afterwards, not before. But that's what the community wanted. They wanted to be a part of it. This is their team. One of our mottos that we put up on our press box is "Win for Lake Orion," and I don't know where else. It really rings true, for us. So it's great for the community, and like I said, they're unbelievably supportive of our kids and our program.
Marcus, you obviously had a very memorable game. What does this, in your eyes, compare to some of the other games you had earlier in the season?
This definitely beats any other games early in the season, even by statistical standpoint, just because obviously it's a state championship. And the offense kind of went stagnant in the second half, but that last drive pulled it together, and I ripped off some big runs that just, I don't even know what happened. Honestly, the instinct just took over on a couple of them, so this is a big game for me.
Can you tell us about that run you made late in the game, 3rd and 15? I believe there might have been a timeout before that. Was there anything discussed? What did you guys want to do on that play?
I don't even know if Coach Bell was thinking to get a first down, run the trap on 3rd and 15, but I just took it and bounced it and just started running.
Coach Bell was thinking, get a damn first down. I'll tell you that. Keep that clock moving.
Yeah, that's a testament to downfield blocking, turning that into a big play. So it's a lot of put me in a great situation.
Who made the big block on that draw play? I mean, it looked like there was a pretty big hole.
Blake pulled around and ear-holed his guy, so Blake's been coming up huge for me and creating a lot of teams for me all year.
Chris, talk about that offensive line. I mean, it seems like you guys had a lot of long runs throughout the season and some pretty impressive holes, and they always seem to come through when you needed to.
Yeah, it's a great group. I mean, Blake obviously is probably the headliner, and probably an all-state kid. But all 5 of them, and there's actually a core of 10 of them. They're all tight. They're what an offensive line should be. They're very smart, very intelligent, make a lot of calls. And we do, the fact that we're no huddle, we call a play, and they've got to make their adjustments up there at the line of scrimmage. They got to make their calls all year long. It doesn't matter. And we've seen every defense under the sun to try to stop Marcus. So they get it done, and that's it's evident today in the first half. I think Plymouth was a little surprised we were able to come out and run the football the way it worked.
As Marcus is back there, so any one of you three, how much did your experience help, especially in that first half, knowing you'd been here 2 years ago and you sort of jumped on him? Did that play a role?
Yeah, I thought it was the best coming out.
just coming out to the field, we knew what we were expecting. We didn't have to come down here the day before. We were all tired last time we came down there in 2008, staying there all Friday and watching games, so we knew what we were going to see coming out there.
Coach, can you talk about the opening drive, getting on the board early, Cole built the run, 23-yard touchdown? What did that do for your team? Just start the game off on that positive.
Obviously, when you come out and score the first drive, it just gives you great confidence. And they flow fast, and they were really chasing things hard from behind. So we call their naked play, and Cole made a heck of a run to get in the end zone. So I think that kind of set the tempo for the whole first half. We felt like it. And I thought that was probably to our advantage. I think that, having been here, and we really, our goal was to start fast, let them get used to the environment, and that's what we did. I mean, it was huge. The kids played really well. We didn't talk about, being here wasn't the reward. This wasn't about the experience. This was about the football game and winning the title. So we didn't even talk about state championship. To be honest with you, we talked about beating Plymouth. That's all we talked about. Is doing what we had to do to beat Plymouth and win one game. After that, everything else will take care of itself.
Cole, could you talk about that bootleg you did?
Yeah, we've been working on it, and last week when you tried to get Cass Tech, it didn't work so good. So we've been working on staying outside and running in right there. It worked perfectly. They were in pursuit, and they weren't looking for it, and I had the edge.
Chris, your team had the ultimate excuse, losing its 3-year starting quarterback, wide receiver, and ended up thriving and winning in the end. Can you talk a little bit about the resiliency of it? It wasn't this pristine path to this title.
Yeah, you know what? It tells you we've been a team all year long. It hasn't been one guy. I mean, Sean's had a great year as a quarterback, and he's done some great things. But we've got several parts that have all been strong. And the biggest credit is I think has to go to Cole for stepping into the environment. We came out in the second half. You can see the guys in Howard, and right after halftime, we knew we were going to be without Sean, and it was a tight football game, and the guys were, you could just tell by their body language. And after I got done with the offensive linemen, as I'm walking away, I heard Cole gather them up. And he gathered the whole offense. Over my shoulder, I could hear him saying, guys, I got this. We're going to be okay. And from that point on, the kids started playing. We went down, we scored that first drive. I mean, the kids started playing. He's never flinched. He executes the offense. He knows the offense. He's very smart, well prepared. Made a big throw on a drive to Danny on third down. So, I mean, we have not had to change a thing, for what we do. So we're very lucky to have him.
Cole, can you kind of talk about that transition, kind of being thrown into the starting quarterback spot, coming over from wide receiver, just the transition into that, and obviously how it played out over the last 4 games?
Yeah, it was definitely shocking the first game, at least, just getting thrown into it. But I've been playing quarterback my whole life, pretty much. I played up to JV, and then it was like natural coming into there. I learned receiver this year, so it was a lot easier actually playing quarterback, I thought.
This may be a question more for Bill, the AD, but when does the baseball, golf, and 3-year drill sign come down and the football one goes up? Soon, or is it going to take a couple weeks?
Better go up soon.
One more question.
Coach, can you talk about the play of your defense? I think they were swarming to the ball a lot, and they had a couple big stops on fourth down.
I think it's the key to our whole season. We've got some great skilled players, but the key to our season, in my opinion, has been the play of our offensive line and our defense. Our offensive line has been so solid all year long, and then our defense. If you play great defense, you got a chance to win championships. And we've had some very good athletes, and we've been fortunate to score a lot of points over the years at Lake Orion. But when we're good, it's because we play great defense. And my defensive coordinator, Dave Tooley, and his staff, they don't get enough credit. They do the job behind the scenes, and they get those kids playing. We don't have a guy on our defense who's bigger than 200 pounds. We're all 200 pounds or lighter. And you look at that defensive line, we've got wrestlers and hockey players and guys with great will and great fight that just run to the football. And, that's how we play defense at Lake Orion, and these guys, the credit goes to those guys.
Thanks, guys. Stick around out in the hall.